There's simply no point in our government having emission reduction targets if they're not actually going to take those targets seriously. The Albanese government just released their new emissions target of 62 to 70% reduction, so in reality a target of just 62%, and they were giving themselves a big pat on the back for how much they care about the climate. But a target doesn't mean much if Australia doesn't actually act according to the science and the economics to reduce our actual emissions, which we are very much not doing here in Australia. Just a few weeks ago, the same government approved extending one of the world's biggest fossil fuel export projects all the way to 2070, and a new coal mine extension. Australia isn't getting off fossil fuels, we're expanding into them. And one of our main policies that's supposed to reduce emissions, the so-called safeguard mechanism, does more to safeguard the fossil fuel industry than to safeguard the planet. Companies like Chevron are even making millions of dollars out of it, even without reducing their emissions. The emission reduction targets themselves are actually designed to make it look like we're doing better than we really are. Australia used to set our targets against a 1990 baseline level, but then the Abbott government came along and realised using 2005 as a base year would make us look even better, because Australian emissions were really high in 2005 thanks to a drought and record rates of land clearing. Unsurprisingly, the Albanese government has stuck with using 2005 as well. But it gets worse. We've actually gone back and said 2005 emissions were higher. We've inflated past emissions to make current reductions seem more significant. And of course, let's not forget that all this talk about future targets just so happens to shift responsibility onto future governments, when what we really need to do is act now. If we don't start acting according to the science and get off fossil fuels, then there's no point in setting ambitious targets for what future governments will do in the future. Australia needs our government to take climate change seriously today, not just promise that someone will do more in the future.